guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Pipa.boatemaa. Before I start, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who has actually viewed my introduction video. I am honestly so appreciative of all the views and the people who have subscribed, and hopefully as times go by we will get more views and more subscriptions, but it's not really about that, but hopefully anyway. I know I promised you guys I was going to do the garden tag, and honestly I have done it about 5 times. Yes, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. It's been a hot mess. It's been a hot mess, so I've decided to just put that aside a bit and then maybe do something else. I haven't really been doing any videos just because I've not been necessarily feeling myself, and for those of you who follow me on my blog, I'm sorry for the delay in, like, you know, subjects or expression of myself on the blog. I've just had so much things going on, mentally, emotionally, educational wise, so you know I've been kind of on a break, but I'm hoping to get back onto it, so I hope that I can deliver a video every week. Fingers crossed. Anyway guys, oh okay, anyway guys, so I decided to do the advice to my younger self tag, just because this is kind of exciting. I had someone actually DM me. Can you imagine? I had someone DM me about a personal issue, but I decided to do the advice to my younger self because I thought it would help this person. Although I DM'd the person back, but I just thought who else out there might be going through the same situation, so I decided to do this tag. Okay. So I'm not really gonna follow any kind of list. I'm just kind of gonna go according to how I feel. God, my first advice that I would give my younger self, to be honest, the first thing that if I could see my younger self I would do to her is give her a big, long, strong hug, because I put so much pressure on myself when I was younger, and it didn't help. It really did not help. It still affects me to this day, because you know it's something you've instilled in yourself, and that's just how it is. But I would definitely give myself a big hug and just tell her, oh, it's not gonna get any easier, but you are stronger than you think you are. I would definitely tell her that. One thing that I would like my younger self to know is everything is gonna be okay. I remember when I was younger, I got bullied quite a lot because of the colour of my skin, and I didn't know how to deal with that. I turned to sort of violence, where I was angry a lot because I had to fight for myself constantly and all the time, that I built myself into this pillar where nothing really hurt me, and it comes in handy, but it's actually quite frustrating as well, because I learned to fight for myself, but I didn't learn to communicate with others. And even though I'm great at communication when it comes to my professional life, my career, I'm not that great when it comes to confrontations. So I wish I could kind of go back and let her know that, not necessarily let people beat up on me, because I know it was the fact that people beat up on me a lot that made me become sort of violent towards people, and I would go from 0 to 1,000 really quick. But I sort of regret that now, but I don't know what I'm saying. I think what I'm trying to say is I wouldn't go from 0 to 1,000 as quick as I did when I was younger. If I could go back and give her that advice that everything is gonna be okay, everything in life. I don't know why I'm having tears in my eye, but anyway, oh god, okay, everything in life has a season and everything will pass. and God will never give you a season that you can never handle. Even when you're younger, you don't think that you can handle it, so you find other ways and means to control it. I would definitely just tell myself it's going to be okay. Because I remember the nights where I used to be frightened to go back to school, or to even go around the corner shop, just because the people that bullied me lived around my area, and it was a constant bullying situation. It was from school to home to anytime they saw me. So I think I would tell myself it's going to be okay, and I wouldn't cry myself to sleep as much as I did, because now I feel like it was a lesson learned and it was good. And I just wished I wasn't so violent as well, because I feel like sometimes I popped off at the wrong people, but that's life, I guess. But I've learned from it anyway. But I think, yeah, that's one thing I would tell my younger self. What else? Oh God, okay. Boys. I would tell her the boys are always going to be there. Growing up, I was quite sheltered. I'm actually quite sheltered now. I was quite sheltered, quite protected, and I remember like my friends and stuff, they would have boyfriends, and I used to question myself that what was wrong with me, that I would not have why couldn't I have a boyfriend, or why didn't no guys like me? And honestly, no guys liked me. Like, no guys liked me, and I used to question myself to like why nobody liked me, or why nobody asked me out on a date. Sorry guys, why nobody would ask me out on a date. I'm so sorry. Why nobody else would ask me out on a date, etc, etc. And I used to get really paranoid about it, to the point where I got so upset, and I tried to like sort of be like my friends to see if boys would like me. And honestly, when I tried, it never did me any good trying to be like my friends, just because I felt like they were more beautiful in my eyes, and I wasn't beautiful enough, and I wasn't good enough, and I just wasn't anything enough, really, to be honest. That's how I felt. I think going back, I would tell my younger self that everything, like I said earlier, everything has its time. And a few friends of mine that that are dark skinned are treated just because they're darker skinned, and I can sort of relate, because I've been there where I felt like I wasn't beautiful because my colour skin was not too bright, and I'm not a dark skinned person. So I can only imagine how they feel. And like, if you are like a young girl and you're dark skinned, or whatever shade of colour you are honestly the most beautiful thing in the world. And you have to believe it. You have to tell yourself every day that I am beautiful, I am great, I am wonderful. All the good things in this world that you know that you are, you need to tell yourself every day. Because unfortunately, when we go into the world, people will tell us the bad things about us, and even the things that are not necessarily true, but they'll make sure that we believe it. And there's just negative words out there, and people have an opinion on everybody's lifestyle and the way everybody looks. And my nose was too big, or my ears were too small, or oh, Philip, you've got such a big ass. Which for some reason, being black and having a big ass was an issue for most mixed race people, which made no sense, because what's my body part got to do with your life? But yeah, so I think I would probably tell my younger self to not be so bothered about it, and be okay with who I am and who I was at that time. There's nothing wrong with what I was, or how I looked, to be honest. I think that's one major thing that I would definitely do, because I think it definitely did something to my confidence at some point, and I had to build up my own confidence, I think, just near the end of high school, where I just had to tell myself I am beautiful, and I'm better than most people. I used to say that to myself, I'm better than most people, but that shouldn't even be that shouldn't even be what I should say to myself. It should just be the simple fact that I'm beautiful in my own right, and beautiful in my own beauty, in my own specific way. Beauty does not just lie in your face. You know, you could just be intelligent, you could be smart, you could be caring, whatever the situation is. You just have to always know that you are beautiful. And I wish that when I was younger, I believed in it. You know, it's different when you have family members telling you you're beautiful than when you go out there and then other people tell you you're ugly. It's definitely something that I would, as a younger me, ignore. Definitely ignore as a younger me. Not be afraid of or not be ashamed of my culture or be ashamed of my religion. When I was in high school, in primary school, I was, like I said, I was in a very dominant white people area, and unfortunately I just, sometimes they would make me feel ashamed of who I was or what I believed in. And I think there was a time when I was younger where they would ask me like, oh, do you go to church? And I'd be like, no, I don't go to church. But I do. I go to church every Sunday. And then I would say I don't go to church just so I could fit in. To be honest, none of those friends are in my life now. So I would go back definitely and tell my younger self that don't lie to fit in ever about any aspect of your life. And I definitely lied to fit in. Most important things I would tell my younger self. And if I do have like younger viewers, I would just tell you that I know that right now it's really hard. The world is a bit harsh on you guys, and there are things that make you guys a bit more frustrated, and the other aspects now in this generation that maybe you feel like you need to live up to. Don't live up to anybody's pace in life. Live up to your own. Make your own goals. And like, honestly, let's forget about all these goals on Instagram. They're just hashtags. Nobody's actually living like that. And the ones that you do see living in these goals that you so much admire and you make them your goal, you don't know how they got them. You don't know the pain it took them to get there. You just know that how rosy it is at the moment. And I'll just say, concentrate on yourself as a person. Don't necessarily feel like you have to fit in, because fitting in makes you boring. If you're unique in your own right, people will notice you no matter what. If you do everything to fit in, what's the point? You were made different for a reason. We were all made different for a reason. We don't all agree on the same things for a reason. And like, I think there's something my grandma said to me, all fingers are not equal. So if all fingers were equal, we'd all be the same. And we're not the same, we're different. So just be yourself. Enjoy who you are and really enjoy your youth. Enjoy your youth to the highest level, because when you reach 21, life gets real. When you finish university, you just need a job. And that's just how it goes. Bills start coming, and you start to analyze your life in a different manner, and you start to think about all the things you need to achieve and how to achieve, and you start to stress out. So I would say, don't worry about what the next person has or how they have it and why they have it. Just concentrate on you and pace yourself. You're not in a race with anybody else but yourself. There's nobody who you should be competing against, because when you do that, you won't get very far. Just be okay with who you are. Love yourself just the way you are. Dark skin, light skin, mixed race, white, Latino, whatever you are who you are. You can never change that. You can never, no matter how much you do something to your skin or you harm yourself, you're never going to change who you are. Then the day when you wake up, you're still the same person. Just learn to embrace yourself. Learn to love yourself, because the way you love yourself will determine how other people love you. I think that's all that I would actually want to say to my younger self and to any like younger viewers that I have. You know, just be yourself.